So we all know the benefits of positive thinking, right? See the bright side, the glass is half full, light at the end of the tunnel. What do you do when all of those well-meaning phrases just aren't giving you the on-the-ground boost that you need in the moment? My next guest says a change in perspective can help you, perhaps more than any mantra. Life coach Kelly Pratt is here to give us the 3 C's to improve our everyday perspective. It's great to see you, my friend.
So nice to see you.
Great to have you.
Thank
So I think we all know when we feel negative, when we feel a little bit down. Do you think people would be surprised to know just how that can impact, those feelings can impact our day-to-day happiness?
I think that we would be shocked to know the depth to which we experience that both emotionally and physically when we are kind of looking, just like you said, the glass is half full, when we are, as Dale Carnegie said, criticizing, condemning, and complaining, which was his very first human relations principle. He says, don't do that because it just impacts every other aspect of our relationships and our health.
Let's get into those 3 C's if we can. Explore Dale Carnegie's philosophy, and I'd love your on-the-ground opinion on those as well. The first C, stop criticizing. Why is this so harmful, Kelly?
You know, criticism is one of those places where we really set ourselves up as a judge of what's right, what's wrong, what maybe we think somebody should be doing. And so as we put ourselves kind of in that position of control, we can really drive wedges in relationships rather than drawing closer in connection with each other. Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. And so that criticism can really lead us to just less than we could be in all of our relationships. And, you know, there's a really well-known marriage therapist, John Gottman, who said that is one of the 4 horsemen of the apocalypse in marriage is criticism. That just leads to failure and dissolution.
Well, and often I like to give people the benefit of the doubt. I know you meet me there. And I think there are mothers out there, grandmothers, spouses, another great example, offering well-meaning advice, right?
Right.
Or opinions. How do you know when you've tipped the line and it is becoming critical in a way that is damaging or putting that wedge in the relationship? How do you know?
Yeah, you know, there's a really fine line between criticism and feedback. And I think that, you know, criticism it's not strategic. It is not moving toward improvement in any way. So feedback is it's that really well-meaning, I mean, we all need feedback. We all have to improve. And feedback isn't always going to be positive, right? Sure. We have to hear things that sometimes sting a little. But when we're offering positive feedback, we're moving forward in a growth direction and in a spirit of, I really care about you and I want this to be better. And these are some things that I'm seeing. And how can we work on this together rather than, you got to do that thing?
I like the word strategy that you said. Feedback comes from a place of strategy or thoughtfulness.
Right.
And criticism often is just kind of off the cuff and harmful in its own way.
Yeah.
The next C, stop condemning.
Okay, condemnation. Condemnation is harsh. I mean, it's kind of criticism taken to the nth degree, right? Where it's no longer, I think you should be doing this, but you have to do this. That was wrong. You are wrong. And condemnation feels terrible.
It's heavy.
It is so harsh. And I think that hopefully not too many of us have been in a place where we felt that the weight of that condemnation, but when we know because it just feels like just a punch in the gut.
So what do we do?
So with that, I think one thing that we can really do is looking at things in context. When we see someone's behavior that we're not all that wild about, when we take a minute to really try and understand and find the context of where that behavior might be coming from, we tend to move toward compassion and empathy more than we do of that was just not right. And so that's a really important step. And also really looking into ourselves, like, why am I being so hard on this?
So it's a turn the table moment.
Exactly. Why, you know, and just some self-reflection. Do I want to be in charge? Am I feeling uncomfortable? Am I just feeling uncertain about the way that this is going and I want to control this situation or this person?
Do you find more often than not the answer is within ourselves? Why we're doing this, why we're condemning, why we're criticizing?
Exactly. Yeah. Yep. Teaches a lot more about us than it does about the other person.
All right, the final C, and I can see this quickly taking down kind of the spark of the human spirit. That's complaining, this culture of complaining. We all know someone who falls in that trap, and occasionally we might as well.
Oh, absolutely. And I think that, none of us is impervious to that trap.
True.
Because we can it's all around us. And I think that really we live in very much a culture where seeing something that's wrong or maybe even pointing it out, it can really be viewed as enlightened or like we kind of are intelligent or something to that effect rather than then looking at things positively
Yeah.
might make us look a little naive sometimes.
You compare it too to a hamster wheel, complaining that it just puts you on this kind of perpetual spin.
It totally does. And if you watch hamster wheel YouTube videos, they are hysterical.
I haven't done that lately.
Oh my gosh, seriously, yeah, that was part of my homework. But as we get on, we just go faster and faster and faster, and eventually we're going to get kicked off. When we complain, the kicking off piece is either our relationships are suffering, or we're just feeling miserable, or just generally blah. And so really noticing, okay, so like how often am I sounding a little or just, half-baked or just uninterested, or am I complaining about things?
So just noticing the awareness will
Absolutely.
help you take yourself
Awareness,
off that wheel.
Yeah, it really can. And then also, sometimes it's just a good old-fashioned tongue bite, and just realizing that not everybody has to hear everything that's going through our heads all the time, and giving people the benefit of the doubt, situations the benefit of the doubt, and really, just like you said earlier, just trying to look for more of the positive than the negative.
You've helped
all the
us
time.
do that today. Thank you so much.
You.
Where can people find more of you and your insight?
We can visit utah.dalecarnegie.com.
All right, we'll link it from our website too to make it easy. Thanks again.
Thank you.